See, here's what's happening. It's the time of the awakening. The rules are changing. The old rules do not apply. We don't know anything except the old rules. That's what we've always known as a planet, as a species. The old rules are what we've known. Now is the time of the awakening. The rules are changing. And so we're upending the equation. We're shifting things. Yes. Microphone to Stephanie. It has a red light on.
Yeah, it's
Does that?
supposed to be red.
It's supposed to be red? Oh, okay.
What's it red? Specifically, when we speak in about the higher soul, this is I'm getting that confused with the highest soul, as far as the highest that we will attain before. I always think about
the
it
ultimate future life.
The ultimate. So this
Right.
is not that ultimate future life, but rather the higher portion of us that knows the best at which moment. That's the part where I'm getting confused. It's not the highest. But
Our
higher.
guides know what's best. Our higher souls have whatever level of clarity they're operating with. It's the highest essence of us right now in the present time. And tomorrow we'll start talking about the whole time element, but let's keep it in the present moment for now, because it's going to be, because it'll get more complicated. More complicated. So let's keep it to what we have right now on the table for today. No more passing the microphone. I've got to get through this, and then maybe those questions will be answered. You see? Those questions maybe will be answered. So as the facilitation of the download begins, as the higher soul energy begins, now, for the first time, this new higher soul energy is right here, looking out the eyes of your healing subject at you. And let me tell you what, the eyes look different. They look different. It's amazing. You see, it's like, oh my God. Have you looked in a newborn baby's eyes and you see God right there, you know? It's the same moment. It's that moment of, oh my God is right here looking at me. And so selfishly, I think you should do this work in person. But that was a joke. But right then is the time to talk to them and remind them that they're the grown-up. Remind them that they're the grown-up and that they need to hang tough and establish a law of attraction pattern for truth coming in. Please stop talking. For truth coming in. For truth coming in. For truth coming in. Yes? Thank you. Thank you. And with that flow of truth coming in, then the life will begin to transform enough that the higher soul doesn't feel like hopping out every 2 seconds. You see? But the higher soul has to hang in there long enough, because if the higher soul pops out every time a lie is told, which is a lot, nothing's ever going to change, right? Because there's no time for the law of attraction to work. So you say that to the higher soul right then, and then they get it. They get it. And they say, okay, you're right. And then we ask them, how deeply may I integrate you? May I integrate you into the cellular level? Sometimes they go, ooh, I don't know about that. So we just ask, what level of integration is the higher soul comfortable with? And we attempt, we attempt to follow the guides, always, and to make it comfortable for the higher soul. You see, it's free will universe. And so the guides are usually saying to the higher soul, it's something like this. It's like an automatically renewable contract with an out every 10 days. Commit to staying for 10 days. And then if at the end of the 10 days you want out, totally fine, totally understand. But if you don't want out, then another automatic 10 days kicks in, you see? So 10 days at a time to make a commitment and to integrate deeper and deeper and deeper. So you can, sometimes they will say, well, I'll integrate into the cellular level, but only for 10 days. That's okay. 10-day renewal. Does that make sense? And that way the higher soul is helped to stay in the body so that the life plan can begin to manifest. That's the whole goal of this healing art, right? Is to help people live their soul plan. The person comes in with an intention. The intention creates this awareness that a higher soul download is necessary in order for them to live their soul plan. You see, they aren't able to do it. It's okay. It's okay. They need more of their soul energy in there to make it happen. That's okay. That's what we're doing here. Does that make sense? So we're trying to help people live their soul plan, always in this entire work. So, after the download, now, for the body-mind, as we send the person out the door with their homework, they're going to be relating to life from the perspective of the body-mind almost all the time. And so we say to them, it's like a three-legged race. There's you, and there's your higher soul, and you're going to go through life. You know what a three-legged race is, where people have their legs tied together? You go through life as the three-legged race person. The higher soul is the part of you that creates the magic, that can manifest magic in your life, you see? But their feet have to touch the ground to be able to do that. They have to be all the way down here. So the body-mind's job is to create a hospitable environment so that the higher soul doesn't continually want to get the heck out of here, you see? And to draw up the earth energy to create a stable space, a lighthouse, where at least inside these walls, not too much fear, not too much lying. You see, at least inside these walls. Does that make sense? And so from the body-mind's perspective, first things first, don't lie to ourselves. Just acknowledge the stuff that isn't working in our lives and say, okay, well, that's a giant mess. I don't know exactly what's wrong, and I don't know how to fix it, but I can see that something's a giant mess here. So at least we're being honest with ourselves. Does that make sense? Question?
Boston Tribe has a question. Does the higher self forget once it is fully integrated?
Your question is beautiful. Not once it's fully integrated. However, that is a process. That is, in fact, the definition of fully integrated. You see, once it's fully integrated, then the person is relating to life from the perspective of the higher soul and is no longer relating to life from the perspective of the body-mind. That, however, is a process. It's a process. And I don't know. Friends, do you know anybody who's relating to life from the perspective of the higher soul? Other than me? No. Other than... So it's okay. It's okay. We don't make it wrong. You see? We say this is what's going on, is people are relating to life from the body-mind. So it isn't fully integrated. You see? It isn't fully integrated until they start relating to life from the perspective of the higher soul. But that's okay. The point is, from the body-mind's perspective, so let's just pretend we're the body-mind, okay? Just pretend. Just pretend. Here is this magical partner who will go through life with us, manifesting a life that works on all levels. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, in our relationships. It works and brings us joy. And our job is to create a hospitable environment. That's all we do. Right? Drawing up the earth energies, stabilizing the outside, creating a hospitable environment. Does that make sense? So, okay. Oi. I'm a little late.
Tammy had a response to who lives from their highest soul, which is the Dalai Lama and Lynn, and then O and Eckhart Tolle.
Eckhart Tolle. I have to get over my past life stuff with him because I really need to do that. Thank you. So, what we have scheduled right now is a demonstration.